Welcome to our deep dive on the global immigration paradox. In this video, we will explore why many migrants choose destinations where life can be economically tough, yet still preferable to environments of instability. To set the stage, we will define the stability trap, examine the opportunity magnet effect, and then walk through a practical framework for choosing a destination based on your immediate priorities. Along the way, we will use diagrams, case comparisons, and short quizzes to help you test your understanding. Now, let's begin. First, we will align on the context. Next, we will examine the stability trap and the opportunity magnet. Then contrast push versus pull factors. After that, we will translate insights into a practical decision framework and consider case studies. Finally, we will test your understanding with quizzes and finish with key takeaways. To frame the paradox, imagine choosing between a country known for social stability and another recognized for unparalleled economic mobility. On one hand, there is safety, rule of law, and predictable governance. On the other, there is the potential for outsized financial returns, rapid career growth, and influence. Migration data suggests people often choose the place that solves their most urgent problem, whether that is escaping instability or maximizing opportunity. With this backdrop, let us unpack the stability trap and the opportunity magnet. Before proceeding, a brief disclaimer. This content is educational and not legal advice. Immigration experiences vary widely by country, region, policy changes, and personal circumstances. For any decision with legal implications, consult official resources and qualified professionals. Now, with that clarified, let us analyze the stability trap. Let us define the stability trap. In many highly developed nations, the cost of living is rising. Housing is scarce, and essential services like healthcare are under strain. Wages may stagnate even as expenses climb. Yet many migrants still choose these environments because the predictability of law, governance, and personal safety is worth the economic struggle. This is the essence of relative deprivation. The hardship experienced within a functioning system is often preferable to instability, corruption, or insecurity elsewhere. In short, economic pain may be accepted as the admission price for legal protections, personal safety, and infrastructure. Now, having explored the stability side, we can transition to environments optimized for mobility and upside. Turning to the opportunity magnet. Certain economies emphasize mobility and reward risk. Historical and contemporary data show immigrants often reach the highest tiers in technology, corporate leadership, and even politics in these systems. The key idea is the ceiling effect. The potential top-end outcome is unusually high. While social safety nets may be comparatively thinner, the pathways to rapid advancement are real for those who can seize them. Consequently, for ambitious migrants, the potential for exponential growth outweighs the certainty of moderate comfort elsewhere. Next, to connect these ideas, let us visualize the decision process itself. This flowchart maps the initial question: what hurts or drives you most right now? If the dominant motivation is to escape catastrophe, the path favors destinations known for rule of law, predictable governance, and safety, even if living costs are high. If the dominant motivation is to maximize mobility, the path favors economies that reward entrepreneurship and offer high income potential, even if inequality is pronounced. Finally, it depicts a feedback loop to reassess after 1 to 3 years and potentially recalibrate the destination or strategy based on lived outcomes. With the decision logic in mind, let us compare push and pull factors side by side. On the left are push factors that dominate when escaping instability or danger. The focus is on safety, legal predictability, and basic continuity. People in this mode may accept high costs as the required trade-off. On the right are pull factors that dominate when maximizing upside. The emphasis is on entrepreneurship, rapid mobility, and influence, accepting inequality and thinner safety nets as trade-offs. This side-by-side comparison clarifies that neither path is universally better. Each aligns with a different primary need. Next, we will convert this into practical steps for choosing a destination. Here are practical steps. First, identify whether you are primarily escaping instability or seeking acceleration. Second, rank your must-haves, such as safety, legal predictability, healthcare access, or economic upside. Third, study the immigration policies, visas, work authorization, eligibility for permanent residence, and professional licensing. Fourth, budget the first year comprehensively, including deposits and insurance. 5th, model best, base, and worst cases. 6th, prepare buffers in the form of savings, targeted upskilling, and network building. Finally, time box a reassessment after 12 to 36 months with clear milestones. Now, let us quantify typical trade-offs across different economic models. This table, which is illustrative, contrasts economic models. Social democratic systems emphasize stability and equity. They offer strong safety nets and predictable services, but often have high taxes, high costs, and potential queues for services. Liberal market systems emphasize mobility and upside. They can offer higher income ceilings and entrepreneurial opportunities, with the trade-off of inequality and thinner safety nets. Hybrid or regional hubs may balance access with sector-specific opportunities, but can be sensitive to policy changes or sector cycles. With the trade-offs in mind, let us ground the concepts with brief scenarios. Consider 3 scenarios. First, a nurse experiences systemic instability at home and values predictable governance, safety, and professional standards. Despite higher costs, they choose a country with strong healthcare regulation and a transparent licensing pathway. Second, a software founder prioritizes scale and a deep capital market. They select a high upside market known for venture density and network effects, accepting volatility and limited safety nets. Third, a skilled tradesperson prefers reliability and lawful paths to work and permanence, valuing structured apprenticeships, even if initial earnings are modest. With scenarios in mind, let us test your understanding. Question: which factor most strongly defines an escapist or push migration decision? Options: A. Access to venture capital and hypergrowth networks. B. Predictable governance and personal safety. C. Tax optimization for high earners. D. Sector clusters and unicorn density. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. B. Safety. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. Predictable governance and personal safety. Escapist migration is driven by the need to escape danger, disorder, or existential poverty. As a result, the primary priorities are rule of law, safety, and predictable governance, even if the economic costs are high. Now, equipped with that, let us visualize the journey from intention to long-term outcome. This journey diagram breaks migration into stages. Pre-departure includes the push versus pull assessment and documentation. Transit covers visas, travel, and temporary housing. Arrival entails orientation, administration, and the first job hunt. The first year focuses on budgeting, building networks, and upskilling. Then, years 2 to 3 involve reassessing outcomes versus the plan. Finally, the long term examines pathways to permanence or strategic pivots. Sentiment fluctuates early as challenges emerge and ideally improves with stability or opportunity capture. With the path visualized, let us address common misconceptions. Let us challenge several myths. First, high quality of life rankings do not guarantee affordability or access. Constraints can remain severe. Second, there is no single best destination for everyone. The right choice depends on whether you are escaping instability or seeking acceleration. Third, safety nets protect floors, not ceilings. Upward mobility also depends on market structure, networks, and risk tolerance. Finally, opportunity-driven markets do not uniformly neglect the vulnerable, but outcomes vary significantly based on visa rules, support networks, and timing. Now, test your understanding once more. Question: what best explains why some migrants choose high-cost, stable countries despite financial strain? Options: A. They expect immediate wealth with no trade-offs. B. Relative deprivation, where stability and rule of law outweigh cost hardships. C. They are unaware of living costs. D. Stable countries always pay higher wages than anywhere else. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. Relative deprivation helps explain why migrants accept tighter budgets in exchange for the dignity of safety, predictable governance, and legal protections. With that confirmed, let us consolidate our key takeaways. Here are the key takeaways. First, migration choices primarily address immediate pain or ambition, not abstract quality of life indices. Second, the stability trap involves paying more to secure safety, rule of law, and predictability. Third, the opportunity magnet entails accepting thinner safety nets in exchange for higher ceilings and speed. Fourth, always diagnose your dominant driver, push or pull, before choosing a destination. Finally, plan thoroughly, budget realistically, and set milestones with a defined reassessment window. To wrap up, remember that the ideal destination depends on whether you need to escape instability or aim for acceleration. Use a structured decision flow, realistic budgeting, and a time-boxed review to navigate uncertainty. Finally, improve your odds by building networks, sharpening skills, and taking informed risks. Before we close, here is a quick, creative ask. Thanks for watching. If this helped you think more clearly about your path, please like the video, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe for more content on migration strategy and economic mobility. In the comments, share your story or your biggest question. What are you prioritizing? Escape or acceleration? We look forward to the discussion.